if Jeff don't shut when it comes time to tribal and all these competitions, you are going to be getting an immunity idol. But what comes with that immunity idol?
An immunity idol.
And yes, an immunity idol, an immunity, whatever, same idol that's going to save your life, whatever idol it is, okay?
We're doing it.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Survivor 47. I think we're at episode 6 now, if I'm correct. And remember, guys, to like, subscribe, and comment. And thank you for coming back to the royalty. I'm your host, Big D, but I have two special guests here. Okay. They are better lawyers than Xavier. I have Jake and I have Katurah here from season 45. And thank you guys for coming. How are you guys?
I'm doing good, man. How are
pumped.
you? He owns a company.
Xavier?
Yeah, did you see who runs that company?
No, I didn't.
He runs a company. Follow it.
Damn. Okay, I'll do it. Shit. Well, then don't we have an Xavier lawyer slander here? We might.
No one cares. No one cares about that bald head bitch. No one cares. But listen, I just want to say thank you guys for coming. I was not expecting to get a 2-for-1, and Jake told me you're getting a 2-for-1. He told me weeks in advance, and I said, "Oh my God, Katurah is gonna come back to the podcast. This is great. I love this. So thank you guys for doing this. I see you guys are sipping. What are you guys drinking?
Water.
I love that for you guys.
The glow in my face. It's
water.
telling me it's not water.
Oh, you guys look great. Okay, before I get into everything, okay, because I know you guys definitely been keeping up. Okay, you guys did Survivor 45 together. Let me ask you, okay, how was it, especially knowing that you guys know how lawyers talk? How was it? That's my question.
Well,
in terms of Genevieve or you and I?
Just gulp. Well, you didn't know I was a lawyer.
No. I mean, like, it was kind of like, thought you were hiding something. Like, I thought you did some form of public speaking, but I didn't know exactly what it was.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was something. Like, you're like, oh, I'm an office manager. I'm like, yeah, you have an Airbnb. You're not just an office manager.
That's where I messed up. I should have never told them I
was like,
have an
but
Airbnb.
honestly, like, in my opinion, like, it doesn't matter. Like, if someone's, like, maybe not being straightforward about their job, why make them feel uncomfortable?
Yeah.
There's no reason not to. Like,
I love that.
I feel like when you're in Survivor, for me, it's like the thing that matters the most is, can I trust you? You could be lying about your profession. You could be lying about your kids, your age. I don't care about any of that. Are you going to have my back when I need it?
Yeah.
Check. Yes, you're good on my book.
But even like professions like Mike White was a known entity out there. And like not that maybe filmmaker has the same connotation as attorney.
Yeah.
But it's still like, oh, Mike
Which
has
is the season of all filmmakers and podcasters and stuff.
Yeah.
This is the season of all recorders and podcasters and radios and
know,
filmmakers.
right? But I don't think that there was lawyer language, because I was specifically trying to not be a lawyer, so I didn't use lawyer language. Julie was newer at the time, and then Jake was brand new. So I don't feel like there was any real like lawyer language. Although I was doing something with Julie the other month or a month or so ago, and she was like, a gunner. And I was like, a gunner? Yeah, and I immediately was like, that's a lawyer word.
Big D, do you know what a gunner is?
No, I don't. Look at me. I just perked up. I was like, what's a gunner?
It is like the annoying person in law school who is going to be like raising their hand every single time and answering all the questions, aka me.
You suck.
I know, but I was only a light gunner. But like a gunner,
a gunner is a gunner.
It's like you are annoying and you know everything, and of course you're gonna get an A, but please shut up and sit down.
Yeah, it's just a try hard. No, we need it. So much need it. Xavier, were you a gunner?
Right, no, ask him if he was a gunner.
You know what?
Reality. Oh, okay.
Like, were you a gunner in law school? And then be like, you look like you was a gunner.
Yeah. He'll know it.
That's a lawyer insult.
Do we feel, hold up, question. Was Genevieve a gunner? Because I don't think so. I don't think Genevieve
I'm not getting gunner from Genevieve.
No, she's not a gunner.
Okay, but wait, let's get into it. Before we get to that, I want to say, okay, so of course, you know, Katurah, I know you kind of gave us a little background about you. We did learn about you last time. If you want to give us something, any new updates, that would be great. But I would love to ask Jake also, like, Jake, tell us about you, where you're from, what's your little story, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm Jake. I'm an attorney. I get people divorced and try to keep them out of jail. That's kind of my MO. I've moved out of grandma's house. This is my apartment, so that's
Come
pretty
on,
high.
come on,
That's kind of
apartment.
cool. You're getting the first podcast out of grandma's house, so that's
Oh,
you heard
well,
it here first.
congratulations on your apartment. I love.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm so happy for you. Now, are you? Oh my God, I don't like to ask personal questions, but are you? Are you still?
What?
It's given
you-
personal.
Are you okay? Never mind. Let me not answer that on the pod. I just want to know: are you single or are you still?
Yes. No. I'm
Okay.
single.
Okay. I'm so sorry. That was
single.
probably. Oh my God. Excuse me, viewers. That was too personal.
No. That was a while ago.
I'm
No,
so sorry. Okay, so you're single. Oh, okay.
Excuse me, viewers. That was too
Yeah.
personal. Oh, you're single.
The women in the office told me I needed a headboard, so I got a headboard.
Oh, they told you they need a headboard.
You see that?
And
Right?
any ladies out there, like Jake's apartment is very nice. It's very clean too. It's beautiful. I think it's very nice.
Well, we were
I
gonna
was
be on the podcast,
impressed.
so I cleaned up.
Oh, well, appreciate it. Okay, so we love that. So yes, ladies, if you're looking for a lawyer who is single, who has a Boston accent, which I'm obsessed with, go snatch him up because I can't get him, so you ladies can get him. Now, Katurah, what have you been up to, my love?
Gee. Well, damn. How do I follow that?
I don't know. How do you follow that, Katurah?
I'm Katurah. I'm a lawyer. So I think I already told you, Big D, before.
Yes.
I quit my job right before joining Survivor, and I am kind of building my own brand and creating my own path right now.
Love that.
Figuring out what that means, and right now it means I'm writing a book. So I'm very excited. I'm writing a memoir. And just detailing my journey from, obviously being a childhood cult survivor to all the way leading up to being a civil rights lawyer and the last 10 years of my legal career, which is crazy to believe that I've been a lawyer for 10 years. It makes me feel so old. But yeah, that's what I'm working on now, and it'll be out next year.
I'm so proud of you, and it's so funny because I was thinking about you because the podcast you just did, I just did last week because Michaela dragged me into something and I wasn't prepared for, and I saw that you were speaking for it.
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
wow. Oh, you mean the voting one?
Yes. And I was
Yes.
thinking about you because I go, damn, I just did that podcast too. So I guess they just
Oh, I love
round us.
that.
They just round us all up.
That means that we're all on the same page. We got to get as many people out there to vote as possible.
Yes, we do.
Extremely consequential election.
Absolutely. Okay, now to get into Survivor 47, are we keeping up? Are we watching? Are we obsessed? How do we feel about this season so far?
Who's going first?
You go. Go ahead.
I really like this season. I think this season, I was after the first episode, the first episode was good, but I wasn't completely sold. I thought the second episode was amazing. I think we said this earlier, but the second episode with TK, the Keyshawn episode, and I think this episode were really good. I think especially this season is there was such a great pre-merge.
Yeah.
And I think this episode tonight with Rome going home was just such an amazing cap. I think it would be hard to make a great argument that there is a better new era Survivor season with a better pre-merge phase.
Jake was like, Jake was like, I'm going to ruin the recap. I'm just going to tell you exactly what happened at the end. It's okay. No, it's okay. No, because, majority of
watching. They watch.
Yes, they watch. Usually we go through it because some of our followers are, they're Big Brother fans. They're like, we just watch it. They just come over just to listen to us because they we don't watch the show, but we'll watch the podcast. But you're perfectly fine. Just joking. Okay, now, Katurah, what's your thoughts so far on this season? Do you like it?
I don't know that I'm going to say the best new era pre-merge, but I will say way better than I expected. So I feel like pre-merge with 46 got a little bit bogged down because we had a lot of Banu and it was really kind of emotionally draining. And there were some moments where I just felt like it drew out a little bit.
Okay.
And 47, I'm loving it. I feel like the editing is
Wait,
there.
hold on. Did you just hold up, girl? Hold on. Did you say something about my bond you, girl, that I might have missed?
I said something about how long the episodes were. I am not saying anything negative about Banu. I love Banu. I'm just saying.
because I'm a
I
Banu
think that
fan.
47 is coming in hot, and I really like it. I like that it's kind of upbeat, it's fast.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had major votes out. Like, the pre-merge has been amazing, right? We've got John, we got Asia, we've got Keyshawn, like the TK vote, like all these things have been like, whoa, 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 my attention is here. You have it. And then on top of that, I like that the editors are playing around. There's like some cool editing scenes. There's cool little moments that they showcase. I just feel like it's a really great season so far.
I want to say both.
Yeah,
go ahead, Jake. No,
one
please,
of my favorite editing tricks. I'm sorry, like they did it last episode, and it was just so good. But Jeff started explaining the challenge, and then like the explanation got interrupted by Sierra getting bitten by the chicken.
Yeah,
like that. Just like little shit like that. It's just like funny, and it's like new stuff they're trying. I feel like Survivor's in its stride right now. We're in like a we're in a new era, and it's like it's finding its flow, and then. It's just so much fun.
That's perfectly said.
So much
Survivor is in its stride right now.
Yes.
I said to someone the other day, I think we're as close to Big Brother energy and status in terms of like our fan base is growing as we've ever been. Like people in the new era, let me be clear. But I feel like people are getting more like, Survivor!
Yes.
Than I've seen before. And now it's all over social media. Now we're having pop-ups. Now there's parties all over. Like, I feel like Survivor as a brand is really realizing what the fans want and like giving us way more than we ever got before.
90 minutes.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. I think you could tell that even with Big Brother is changing. I think they're just getting more in touch with the Gen Z and the trends and the memes and stuff like that. And a lot of the reality competition shows are changing that way. I think people still want to win and play the game, but I think people also understand that. And I say this all the time, and I know people don't like when I say it, but it's not always about winning sometimes. Sometimes it's about making a moment or making some type of like thing that people will remember you by that's going to keep your name going, because some people become forgettable where you're like, who's that? But because the way editing is and how things have changed, it could open the doors to go do off other things. But that's just my thought. Now I want to get into tonight's episode. Okay, Rachel comes back to the tribe. Rachel realizes that she is at the bottom of the tribe, and she basically says exactly what you guys just said. At least they could say Survivor 47 is not boring.
Yes.
Now in this moment, Rachel knows she needs a merge. Okay, I want to commend Rachel. I think that she handled it very well. She didn't come back bitter, upset, because people come back like, "Why you didn't tell me?" and all this and make a problem. She was just kind of like, "I understand we're playing Survivor. I just wish I was a part of it." Do we think that was smart? Because I did like that.
I mean, yeah, I think Rachel came back and was like amenable, like was honest in the fact that like, like she's not gonna come back and be like, "Oh my God, that was like awesome, guys." Like obviously I'm a little bit upset about it. Like, what are you gonna do? Lie about that? Like, come on now. Like it's fucking season 47, like obviously you're gonna be upset. Like 99% of people who go on the show now are like fans, like they don't want to be left out. And I just think she came back, was like, "Yeah, guys, I'm upset." And like, I thought Andy played it really well, actually. I said this to you.
Me too.
Andy said something along the lines of, "Oh, I felt like Annika was the wedge between you and I." And she was just like, "I agree." And like, I thought that was a great moment on the both of them. Just like, because obviously Rachel's upset, blindsided. And then Andy also using the opportunity to be like, "I've wanted to do this, but this was just a wall." I thought it was really good on both of their parts.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought Andy's reaction was good. I also really liked Rachel's because I keep thinking about the fact that these people have not swapped. And so because of that, they've been together for 11 days. And Rachel is viewing her and Annika and Sierra as this tight three. If we've been together since day one and we've always been the three girls, we're the breadwinners, everything, like I know that hit Rachel deeper than she ever showed, right? And of course that's Survivor, like you can't show it, everything like that. But I like the way she was kind of just like, of course I'm like bothered, but like I'm more confused why you guys left me out. Which for me feels like she continued the conversation and said like, if you would have told me, I would have been down to do it with you, just to keep that relationship going. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with both of your statements that you guys are saying. I think that for Rachel, I think that it was a great play. And I want to say this, I like Rachel a lot.
I
Like
love Rachel.
She is a player that I'm really obsessed with, and I want her to continue growing because for some reason, the reason why I like Rachel, she's not doing too much, and she's also just she's good at puzzles, and I think that she's a puzzle whiz, and I think people are missing that, and I love that they're not catching on that. But like we said, we're hoping for a merge. We do find out that they do get a merge, and we're cutting to I think the Blue Tribe. I'm using colors tonight. I'm not even going to play that tribal color shit with me tonight. Okay, so we're cutting to the Blue Tribe, and when they find out they have a merge, Sue is like, I still got to clean off this idol. Okay, now this idol with paint has been just the bane of my existence. It's been driving me insane that we're still. Yeah, I'm mad we're still talking about this idol, but Sue pulls it out and there's paint all over her hands. It's everywhere once again. Like, this idol is messy. Once they find out everybody's coming to live. They show up to the island, and everyone's kind of happy, excited. Now, before they even start, there's a message, a hidden advantage. And this hidden advantage, if I'm correct, is like whoever finds it first will get an advantage in the next, what was it? What do you call it? Is it an immunity challenge?
Yeah,
the challenge. Okay. So they're all like, okay, 1, 2, 3, go. They all go looking for it. But they kind of are like not really looking. But what they do find is Sue's paint everywhere. And like, it looks like a murder scene. They're like digging. Let me tell you something. This is like, it reminded me of the time when, I don't know if you guys ever had this experience, when you get a bad grade and you try to hide it from your parents and you don't want them to know, and then like you might have to
Can't relate. Never had a bad grade. No, I'm just kidding.
I can't. I
or, you might
have, all the time.
or you might have to forge their signature. You try to forge their signature, hoping that the teacher would be like, "Oh, okay, they saw it."
Nobody's gonna know.
My sister do it for me.
Yeah, I did it one time and got my ass caught. Thought I was sick, but that's what it reminded me of. And then they're just all looking. They're just finding more and more. This shit wouldn't stop. They're like, "Oh, there's paint over here on the trees, and there's paint up on the leaves. There's paint here." And I'm like, when we watched this episode, this tribe never found all this red paint. It took everybody going to the water well to start looking.
But also, I don't know why that stuff was still near the water well. I do think Sue dropped the ball there a little bit. Like, if I have something as damning as red paint, and then there's already been people who've seen me with red on me, that shit is getting thrown in the ocean, buried deep underground. Like, they were finding entire portions of clay pot that I was like, you could just throw that in the thicket and like nobody would know. I mean, like, I just don't know why it was so right by the water well where everybody goes. I mean, right? It was like the water well is where we
she had time to go back and clean it up because that was about 2-3 episodes ago. So she could have definitely said, you know what, let me just go back and go clean that up a little bit better. And then she also had time to clean off her immunity idol. Like, I was like, what are you doing, girl? Like, what's happening?
I'm guessing it happened the day before. Like, I like, there's almost, it feels like there's no reason. Like, I agree.
That's a good point.
Like, it might have happened the day before.
I forgot they're only there for 11 days right now.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know, but I do feel like she got so unfortunate with the merge being on her beach.
I know.
If it was on her beach, she wouldn't have had the issue.
Wait, okay.
No, she still would have the issue because when she took it out the damn tube, there was a bunch of paint on it.
Yeah, but she could have taken the time. But like when the note came up, she would have had time. She would have had like 5 minutes to go wash it before she got on the boat to merge.
But then, can you go do that while you're scrambling to grab all your stuff and get everything else ready?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like she could have. She could have been. Oh, I'm gonna go take a piss real quick and like run back.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like she could have gotten away with it in the hectic, and it probably would have been the best time to do it.
Another
like,
beach.
Oh, I'm old. I'm 45. I gotta go pee. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm 45. I gotta pee. But see, I don't know. I just feel like I wanted her to get that done well before then.
No, I agree.
It could have been the day before.
If it was the day before, that's tough.
Yeah, that's valid.
Like,
yeah.
Probably should have done that.
Right, and I keep forgetting that I know we're watching it week by week, but this is only day 11 for them. So
exactly.
Just about a day or two ago, based on how the edits are. But I want to get back to this advantage. So everyone's looking for this advantage. It seems like after a while of them looking, they're all like, we're just gonna sit and talk and pretend like, this is Big Brother and we need to really get to know each other, I guess. And I think, is it Genevieve? Did I say that correctly? Genevieve and Sam end up seeing like a buoy out there, and they're like, it can't be the buoy. Maybe it's the buoy, it can't be the buoy. And they're like, whatever, we'll go back and go have social hour with everybody else. So everybody else is talking, but Genevieve is like, something about that buoy. So she's like questioning herself. She's like, I don't want to get wet. If I get wet, I'm be pissed. And the girl goes for it and she finds the advantage. The first thing I thought, and maybe you guys can tell me, why the fuck did she go and tell everybody? Because we don't know what the advantage was. Like, that was her first thing, to be like, hey guys, I found the advantage. I was like, I
okay,
just,
I have a thought.
Yeah, what's your thought?
Your thought, and I'll say my thought.
I have two, really. One is, every time Genevieve does something great, should we drink?
We would be so fucked up by now. We can't drink anytime.
Tell me, because I want to pay attention. Tell me.
Two, I'll tell you why I think this was great of Genevieve. Because
so wait, every time she does something great, you guys drink?
Well, Jacob doesn't agree.
We can't do that. That's too dangerous. Drink every time Genevieve does something great.
Okay.
Guys, we would die.
But I think that I love that she went and told everybody about the advantage, because I was saying my biggest frustration with this new advantage is that they're giving it to the players immediately when they get to the merge beach. Like, people are getting off the boat. Hi, oh my God, how are you? And then boom, there's this advantage and it says, go look now. Everybody knows the most important thing to do when you land on that merge beach is connect with people, right? Like, you need to make those relationships. It's more important that I get to know the person on the other tribe that I didn't get to know than that I'm looking for an advantage. And so because of that, I feel like it just disincentivizes people from looking in a real way, because who wants to be the odd one out climbing the tree and looking all over this random camp for this random advantage? And so I like that if Genevieve was going to be the one to do it, going to be the one to step away from everybody, go all the way out in the ocean, come back soaking wet and have this advantage that they're going to know about anyway, because the challenge is going to happen, that she says, oh my God, you guys, look, I just found it. And it's we're all kumbaya. We're all still connected. I'm not hiding anything from anybody. I like that play a lot. So.
No, I agree with that. And also, too, just in like the current meta of Survivor, like, advantages are at an all-time low for power, and like you see that later in the episode as well. But like, especially here, like, you're gonna step out in the challenge and like skip the first pot. There's zero reason to keep it a secret. Because like, at this point, you want to make as much friends as possible. And even if Genevieve comes back and is like, hey, I'm gonna tell a few people first and try to like build solid relationships with them, the other half is just gonna be like, oh well, Genevieve didn't trust me first. Like, I agree with Genevieve. Just get rid of that shit. Like, get rid of it.
Yeah. I like that you said that about the, like, what it is. Because it's not like I got an idol.
Yeah.
No,
like,
I just didn't. Maybe I missed the rules. I just felt like it was like you get an advantage, which I know they read it out loud, but that advantage could have been something that Jeff could have just.
No, he said for the challenge for tomorrow.
Okay, so then everybody would know. Okay.
An advantage in the
Sorry,
challenge.
I'm so like, Big Brother, I'm like, everything has to be a secret. Like, don't you even dare tell anything, So, okay. So Carolyn also realizes, we're going to get back to the paint. Carolyn realizes that, hey, I think my girl Sue found this idol. And she's like, I love that she's playing the game. I'm going to make sure to have her back. But unfortunately, someone else that found out and kind of put two and two together is Tiana. Did I say that right? Is it Tiana?
Mm-hmm.
Tiana, which, Carolyn goes over to Sue and it's like, look, I know about the paint. And Sue wants to kind of play it off like, I don't know what you're talking about. But before this, everyone comes back talking about this paint, and Sue is stressed. She is stressed. I was like, oh my God, I've never seen Sue so stressed. She's like, oh, like she was trying to play it up. And I was like, girl, tone it down. Tone it down a little bit. But, Carolyn tells Sue, hey, I got your back. And then she's like, you know what? She's like, okay, I trust Carolyn. So yeah, I do got it, And it's like, girl, come on now. But Sue is like, I need to get Tiana out because she doesn't feel comfortable with Tiana. I will say this. I don't care for Tiana.
Whoa! Oh, no.
Hey.
No.
Whoa! You're getting out of control there, Big D.
Why do you care for Tiana? Like, what's not to like about
Tiana?
Whoa.
I agree. I agree with you, Jake.
What's not to like?
Whoa,
like, why?
Whoa.
Here's my thing. I'm not a big fan of people with big mouths. Tiana got a big mouth. I didn't like what she did when last episode when they got to the whole what was the food and at the uncooked hot dogs that they had to eat and stuff like that. That I didn't like that.
When she threw Gabe under.
Yeah, I didn't really care for all that. She was doing a lot, and here's the thing. Here's the one thing I like. I like players that do it in a strategic type of way. Mm-hmm. To me, I'm not getting that from her, and I just don't really. I don't know. Maybe my mind can change, but right now I don't really care for her. And on top of that, I'm gonna say this: I'm a Sue stan. I love Sue, so I'm like,
we're Sue stan too. We're Sue stan
right. So I'm like, if you gonna mess up Sue's game, girl, I don't care about you.
But she's not trying to be. She's not. I don't even feel like she's trying to mess up Sue's game. I feel like it's just like Sue has some shit, and she's clearly not telling me. Like, I think the thing with Tiana that's unfortunate is that, like, if you go back to, like, the TK episode where, like, the first time Lou went to Tribal, like, she really thought it was all girls. It's, like, it's just unfortunate because, like, I think Tiana got a little rough footing in the beginning, and then it's just kind of extended into that. Like, because if you're, like, I don't know what you think, but, like, she's looking at it like the girls screwed TK, and she's pulling Kyle back in. I don't think she realizes, like, Caroline and Sue being close to Gabe, and then that's just been a giant it's just been a miscalculation.
Tiana went into the TK vote thinking she was with the girls?
Yeah.
I mean, I felt like she
Gabe, like, I think she thought it was going to be 4.
Yeah.
But I think she thought, like, like, what we know watching the show is that the solid alliance is Caroline, Sue, and Gabe.
Exactly.
I think Tiana thought it was her, Sue. Caroline.
Got it.
I think Tiana thought it was her, TK, and Kyle, and then was like, let me go with the girls to get out TK once he was disrespecting her.
Right.
Like, I don't think I don't think Tiana was an original Sue and Caroline number.
No, I agree.
I agree with that.
Tiana joined in with them for the TK vote.
No, but I agree with that. And
I think both of your
Tiana's
statements are valid, just so you guys know.
That Gabe came in the last minute. I think Tiana's perception is Gabe is the 4th.
Okay.
And she doesn't think Gabe is the 4th. She's like, fuck Gabe. I would rather pull in Kyle and have Kyle be the 4th.
Agreed.
I think that's her perception.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
She's wrong.
That makes sense. Yeah.
But, like, that's why I think she did what she did at the social.
Because, I was going to say,
I agree with both of those.
The hour was sloppy, and I kept thinking, like, why is she saying that in front of Sue? But I think you're absolutely right. Yeah. She doesn't know that Sue and Caroline are as close to Gabe as they are. She thinks they're closer.
Correct. That is true. Yeah, that is true.
And if you are Tiana and you're operating with that assumption, then it's not super messy to be like, I'm here with my allies. There's a person in our tribe that we don't really like, and, like, maybe this is the time to throw a little bit of stuff. I might have done it a little more subtle, or at least
of course you would have
pulled first and been like, we gonna let.
But here's the one thing about you. You would have done it. It's the way you do it, and that's the thing I didn't like. I felt like it was very messy, and I wish that she did it more.
That's one instance.
Okay, listen. My mind can.
You are talking to two people who were at Ponderosa with Tiana.
Okay.
Listen. We're in Fiji with Tiana.
Listen.
You got a hard wall to climb here.
Okay. Listen. Maybe my mind can change. But right now, it's a chop for me. But it can always be an unchop. But once I see how things go, okay, that's just my opinion. Now, I want to get to the icon, the legend of this season, the best the best Survivor player of all time, better than anyone we all know, aka Rome. Don't forget it. Now, Rome.
Can we just?
Oh my God!
Things are getting crazy.
I love Rome. I got a big brother story about Rome after.
Oh God! Okay, so Rome. I will say this: Rome is now going to try to use his advantage. You know, he has a conversation with Kyle. He's letting Kyle know, hey, Kyle's letting him know like things that has been happening with his tribe. Just having a normal conversation, just to kind of make like a bond, just like anybody else would kind of do if you try to make bonds with other people. Rome decides because he's a mastermind, the greatest player of all time, he decides that he wants to use that information and tell each of the people what Kyle said, and then play this like innocent, like, I just want to let you guys know because like I feel comfortable with you that Kyle said this, and it was about Sue, it was about Sam, and it was about Tiana. Now, before you guys speak on Rome, just make sure you put respect on his name.
Oh,
Pourquoi?
nothing but.
Why?
So what is your thoughts?
What's the reasoning for making sure you put respect on Rome's name? Curiosity.
Well, just so you know, I can't stand him, so I'm only joking. Okay? There's no way. His ass irks my living fucking soul. He make my butt itch, okay?
Yeah, you say your thing, and then I got a Big Brother story about Rome.
Okay.
This is what I think
Okay.
I got a Big Brother story about Rome.
Okay, so here's my take. I feel like Rome had a good intention. And I do think if someone tells you, information in Survivor, there is a world where you can take that information, tell somebody else who they were talking about, and gain an advantage, have that other person feel closer to you, feel like you're telling me something that I wouldn't have known otherwise. The problem for me is Rome did it in relation to Carolyn, Sue, Tiana, Sam. Too many fucking people when you just met these people.
Jeff, Teeny, the producers, everybody.
Exactly. The camera guy, the Flint crew. I'll write down the names of everybody who's on each tribe left at the beginning of the merge just to see the numbers. And I'm like, why would Rome talk to Tiana and Sue and Carolyn about stuff that Kyle said when they've been with Kyle from day one? And that's where he got caught, is Tiana saying, this is actually my ally for the past 11 days. So when you're telling me something, you're the new guy coming to me with new information. I'm going to believe Kyle before I believe you. And he didn't think about that. And I'm like, you can't tell that many people. You need to think about the relationships that the people have who you're talking about. And then you need to give it time. Like, it should have been Kyle told me, and maybe you pull one person that you're like, I really trust you. I have this relationship with. I know there's no way you could like fact check this in 2 seconds and it comes right back to me, because I feel like he kind of just doomed himself. If he just kept it with Sam, I think he would have been fine. If he went to Sam and said, hey, you know what? Kyle told me you're the biggest threat. Technically, it's true. Technically, Kyle did say that. And Sam is a big threat. And probably looking for people to have on this corner and realizing, okay, I'm going to be at, somebody's eye at the beginning of a merge or early on at some point. And I think it could have worked. But then you went to his own people and told them that it's just like, come on now.
Yeah, that didn't make any sense to me. It didn't make no sense to me.
I mean,
do you agree with that? What do
No,
you think?
I agree with that. Like, I mean, strategically, it's, and I'm sure even for Rome at this point, like, obviously I feel bad for him, like, personally, like, that's definitely going to be a tough episode to watch for him. But it was so good. And here's my thoughts about, like, Rome and, like, people who go on reality TV and they come across as a heel, right? Like, in that sense, just the overall heel. Like, not really a lot to... I mean, we got a little bit of personal content with Rome, like, later in the episode as he was going, but, like, I think of BB16. I remember being a kid and watch... Did you watch BB? How much do you watch BB?
Only Taylor season.
Okay, no.
And the
Derek,
cookout. And the
let's have a
cookout. And the
conversation.
cookout. And the cookout. And the cookout.
Thank you guys for watching this episode. It was so nice. I would let you guys bye. Thank you.
Our guests will be shunned into eternity now.
I remember, like, BB16, and there was this guy. There was this guy named Devin.
Okay.
And he was pretty early,
God, not Devin.
He was so easy.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. He looks like The Rock.
So much.
He looks like The Rock.
So much.
And he was so easy to just hate on the show.
Yes. So
like,
easy to hate. Yes.
So easy to just be like, oh my God, F this guy.
Yeah.
I can't watch him. And then he left. And not that, like, I didn't enjoy, like, Zach Rants and, like, other people on BB16 after
Of course.
that.
No, I get what you're saying.
Like, he left and I was like, yo, it was really fun to dislike him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like, it's fun. And that's, like, something unfortunate that, like, casual viewers, when you talk to them, they don't really understand. It's like, even though you may not like Rome on your TV screen, you're having so much fun.
You're
hoping
watching
he goes
it.
home.
No, of course.
Yeah.
I'm
And,
gonna
like,
give him his
Rome
flowers.
is such a... And I like Rome. I think Rome's a great dude. Like, But yeah, he's fun to root against on Survivor, just with the edit and everything. And he's brought so much. And like, I really feel with him going home at this point, it feels like the pre-merge was set up with a bow. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the pre-merge, like, yup, it's
got rid of all the silliness and the chaos.
I feel
Let's get to play now.
I feel like we got two primary stories from the pre-merge. One was Andy getting back into business. Like, I feel like the evolution of Andy, and then secondary, the story of Rome. And I feel like we put a bow on that, and now we're moving to the next chapter of Andy's story, and we're going to have new stories. Like, I really appreciate it from a storytelling standpoint from Survivor, because I think it's so good. In terms of Rome just getting buried, it was like, I was watching the episode, and I said this to her, I was like, I kind of wish they had, like, less to do. Like, I wish there was an advantage for the challenge. I wish we didn't have, like, 2 challenges, like, during the episode.
I hated those
challenges. It was like, it was a little bit much. But it kind of works because it was so obvious that Rome was going home and the way they edited it.
Of course.
It was like, it kind of like was like, oh, well, that wasn't bad considering.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I'm gonna give more of my piece on Rome later. But I didn't like. I know they were setting this up. They kept saying it. Rome's like, I'm a mastermind. I'm doing this. I'm dropping these scenes.
That's what we were saying.
Previously on Survivor.
Yeah.
Right. But because
Rome plays
Survivor,
aggressive.
Yes, because Survivor sometimes to me, you would think somebody's going home, but then it's like, at Tribal, something crazy happens. So the whole entire time, I'm like, I know they want us to think that Rome's going home, but I didn't really think it. But I want to get to the challenge. The whole splitting up, like you guys said, the 2 teams, Genevieve, she gets her advantage. She don't got to play in the first thing. She goes to the final 7. First team to make it. They play the final game to win the individual immunity. The people that made it to the final 7, I'm just going to get right to it because it's a lot. It's a lot, okay? The final 7 that get there is also shout out to Saul, once again, falling, because he's always falling something.
Was that Saul who was falling in the mud?
Yes.
I rewound it twice to try to figure out who that was, and
who fell when they were all running onto the mat.
You remember
and
that moment? They were like dragging the little bag.
Yes.
And they fell, and they
I want to make a Saul comment. I want to ask Big D a question.
Yeah, he's always falling. Yes, go ahead, Jake. What's your question?
No, if like, I know you're on a fitness journey and you're fucking killing it right now.
You
You're
are
absolutely crushing it. Props to you.
You
look
but
great.
like, at your peak form, if I was at my peak form, I want to.
Is my peak? Are we talking about peak like my 409 pounds?
No. I'm talking about like when you're at the end of your journey, or like when you're like at your peak where you want to be. Like for me, when I need to get back on the horse, but like when I'm at my peak form, I want to look like fucking Saul.
No, I agree. Saul looks.
I want to look like Saul. Some people want that like V.
You
You know what I mean? Like the big dudes, like they look like Ken. I want to look like Saul.
I want a dad bod. I want a nice little hot.
Yeah,
dad
Saul. That dude's just thick. He's not going anywhere. You want to
he's
that dude? No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, he's built. He's built, and I love that. I also want to say I would have been claustrophobic when it came to going underneath that wood ramp. I hate that it got smaller and lower.
Exactly.
I was like, oh my God. And then Gabe hit his head for sure.
I missed that.
Somebody's gonna hit their head. It was giving me very much Bruce flashbacks and that sense of like people are running into it fast.
That was your favorite moment, wasn't it?
No, that was not my favorite moment. My favorite moment was Rome actually going home because Saul got his revenge, and I understand the sentiment. But I was nervous about how low it was because it felt like it was dangerous. Like I almost felt parental, where I was like, are people gonna hit their head on this? Because it was lower than I think we would typically expect from a Survivor challenge.
I also want to say, and I hope you guys caught this, and if I'm wrong, I'm making up words. But I also heard when they got to the final and the 2 had to maneuver the thing, I swear Jeff said, it's easier to play by yourself, but it's definitely more difficult when you have to play with another idiot. I swear he said that tonight.
I didn't hear that.
No, I didn't hear that. I said that. I said that to you. That like.
But that's what I have in my notes. So maybe I'm wrong. I'm gonna go back and watch it again. But I swear he said.
Yeah. Did he say idiot?
I swear he said idiot. Like I swear, unless I'm hearing
I hope
shit.
he didn't. That's harsh. I don't want him to say that about you.
As long as he didn't say it.
I love Savage.
You said that about Kyle. Beef.
I don't want Jeff to get too savagery. Like,
no, he needs to.
You know what?
so hard.
Quick comment on Jeff. I think Jeff has been absolutely crushing it this season.
Oh,
Last
yes,
season, he got a little bit camp. It got a little bit camp, and I'm like, all right, you're on the line.
Popcorn.
Sure. Like, it got a little on the line, and I got it. And it was like, it was new. It was funny. But, like, this season, like, he's on the money. Like, his, in like, the seat thing with Rome, fucking genius.
Yeah.
And then also, like the commentary, and I want to point this out. Episode 1, when Andy is, like, having his moment. I understand it was a moment. No disrespect to Andy. Mm-hmm. Jeff is like, look, you're not done till your torch is snuffed.
Yeah.
If you want soft, you want, padded walls, go to another show, or like whatever he said.
Oh,
like,
no,
not padded walls. I'm
like,
sorry.
damn.
I'm like, I was thinking soft. But like, if you want, like, he's like, if you want that, you want cushiony, like, go to another show. I really appreciate the way Jeff has been in Tribal. And like, I don't know, like, I feel like a lot of analogies come up. There haven't been a lot of analogies. Analogies are an easy, like, I feel like it's just an easy speaking device to kind of, let's make it flowery. But it's like really to the point, and I really appreciate his hosting this season.
Yeah, I feel like Jeff's getting better and better.
It's fucking so good this season.
The Andy stuff felt quintessential Jeff to me, you know?
Yeah.
You gotta dig deep. If this what you wanted, you're on Survivor. Like, that felt very much in tune with the Jeff.
As it should.
But I agree. There's something about this season, and it's everything. It's Jeff, it's all the editing. It's like everything together that I feel like is a little extra, like, bing. And I'm starting to have a theory that maybe it's the odd seasons.
Do it.
She said, my season.
Well, I mean, I'm always going to rep 45. I'm never going to not rep 45.
Listen, I enjoyed it.
That. But I mean to say, like, I think sometimes Survivor New Era seasons are great, period. But, like, there's some seasons that have a little special...
As they should.
A little extra.
Just like Big Brother 23 that you didn't watch.
Like Big Brother 23.
23 that you didn't watch.
That's like Big Brother.
Which I watched multiple.
I don't believe you watched it.
I did watch it.
Sure, like honestly, I don't know. No, I'm honestly serious. I don't know.
She only watched 24.
Big Brother 23 at this point.
I did.
Why did you start watching Big Brother 23?
I can tell you exactly why I started watching Big Brother 23, because I heard there was a reality TV show where a group of black people got together and helped each other and got to the end, and there was a black winner.
So you just started watching. So you didn't watch during?
No, I watched the whole thing.
During? No, you watched it after.
No, I don't think she can.
Yeah, you didn't watch it live. Okay,
not live.
Okay.
No, I didn't watch anything live.
Yeah. Okay.
But Taylor live? You watched 24 live?
No. But I didn't. I didn't watch Big Brother, so it was I heard Taylor won, and then I went back to watch it. I heard about the cookout, and then I went back to watch it.
I love it.
And as someone who's not watching Big Brother regularly, I feel proud that those are my only 2 seasons. I feel like that's a pretty good deal.
Listen, that's a good season, but this season was really good too. I will.
Oh, was it?
I honestly, like 25, honestly, kind of got screwed by production. Like, I thought the cast
25
was really good on
25 was.
I watched the one with 3.
25, unfortunately,
was 25?
Trash Boots. Yeah, I love the cat. I love the people on 25, but it was Trash Boots.
The cast was fire. The cast was fire.
of course, but it was just Trash Boots. But let me.
Why was it Trash Boots?
That's a whole nother conversation. That is where you guys can watch the royalty. Where you can watch Big Brother recaps.
So far, I've watched 3 seasons of Big Brother, and here's the thing: they've all had amazing casts. They've all been great seasons, but they're long as hell.
I know they are.
I can't do it. It's too long. I wanted to watch this season, but I was like, it's too long.
I will say this: this season to me felt very organized. And I do need to I do need to tweet and say how I felt about this season. But this season made me feel it was very organized. It wasn't all over the place. The days weren't changing like crazy. And I appreciate them being organized. But I will say, it is long. But here's the thing. If you're somebody who, like, I don't watch the live feeds. I just watch episodes. Yeah. It made it very easy for me. When you start diving into those live feeds, that's when you start going all over the place. But enough about Big Brother.
Yeah, sorry.
I know, but no, you're fine.
I'm a big Brother fan.
I know. He's a Big Brother fan.
I know. He told me I was his favorite. I know. It's okay. Listen. He's like, no, Xavier was my favorite.
I mean, like the attorney. At the time.
Yeah, whatever, Jake. Fuck that. Fuck you and that bald head bitch.
Honestly,
Fuck you
So the final seven, and this was a Survivor Classic. The final seven was Sue, Kenny, Tini, Sam, Serena, oh my God, Sierra, Genevieve, and Rachel. So it does comes down. I want to say this. It comes down to Sue and Kenny, and Sue looked
Kyle,
amazing.
you are calling Kyle Kenny, and you're not even drinking.
To be fair, there was a Kenny on Big Brother this season.
Yes.
Oh, was
Okay.
there?
Kyle.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Kyle and Kenny. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm like,
Sue
wait, am I tipsy or what?
Damn, I'm fucking out. Sue and Kyle end up making it to the end, and I want to say Sue looked amazing. I really thought she was gonna win,
good,
but
yeah.
Kyle ends up winning. And shout out to Kyle because Kyle's already like he's coming from Rome. Keep in mind, early in the episode, he made sure everybody knew I didn't say those exact words. Like Rome is putting words in my mouth, and it seems like everybody now wants to target Rome. I also want to shout out that beam had to be hot because Genevieve was like, "Oh my God, the beam is hot," and I believe it, especially sitting in the sun that long. We cut back to, I'm gonna fast forward. We cut to the tribal. Everybody's talking about getting out. I'm sorry, we cut back to the whatever campsite, whatever y'all call it, the camp out, whatever. And they're all sitting there talking about they want to get rid of Rome. And then Rome is over here thinking that he's being the mastermind he is because he's the greatest player of all time as Survivor. He actually produces Survivor, and he's actually the Jeff is the executive producer. He's the producer of Survivor. Okay.
Yeah.
And Rome is letting everyone know, hey, we need to get out Saul. Because Roman's like, oh, Kyle was going to be my plan, but now Kyle won. He can't be my plan. And, he's going back and forth. Now, let me tell you something. Rome does this scene, and he says to Carolyn and to Tiana, he's like, I just really want to, I'm just really upset because Saul has made me feel like a little person. He has also been making me, like, the demeanors towards me. He has a little bit of tear. And I just really, I just never felt this way. And I just know. And they're all like, oh my God. He thinks they're buying it. He's like, oh yeah, they bought it. They definitely know. They're going to go with it. I was like, listen, I can't curse, but I would say if this player don't cut this shit out, okay? Knowing that he damn sure ain't fooling nobody, okay?
I don't think he fooled them at all.
I don't think he fooled them at all. And they were all, it was crazy because everybody kept checking into each other like, Rome. Like, everybody was making sure it's Rome. So that was another edit that made me feel like, is it going to be Rome? Because they're really, hyping on it.
Yeah.
Who'd you think it was going to be?
Baby, at this point, how these seasons, how y'all Survivor players play, it could be anybody. I was thinking, it could magically be Saul. Like, maybe these three people that are about to use this.
I would have been sad if it was Saul, yeah. No, I feel like even if they believed him, it was Tiana and Carolyn. He didn't do that with anybody else. It's just two people. Like, that's not going to majorly change anything. And then I didn't like that Rome's justification was Saul's mean to me.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to say, let me
which he bullied Saul.
He bullied Saul. Yeah, exactly. Saul. And I'm like, you got to be able to
look at Jake. Jake's like, look at Jake. Jake's sweating in the back. He's like, hold on. Be here while y'all talking about Rome. Hold on.
I need to I'm a big Rome fan. I'm also a big Saul fan too. Like I love both these guys.
You thinking that? Let me ask you your take.
Sure.
And I'm not going to make it long, but you think he didn't bully Saul? You don't think he was like?
It was a little bit much. Like, it was like, look, I think in Survivor, like, if you want to take that kind of approach, like, it was definitely a bit much. It was definitely a bit much. Like, obviously, like, that's probably a huge reason why Saul's going home. I think that the problem with Rome and, like, the crocodile tears there is that it's like, once you get to the merge, you're asking like, oh, what went down at this vote? What went down at that vote? You want to know what happened on your season. So they definitely knew that Saul was left out of that first the first Red Tribe vote.
Yes,
Asia. So when Asia went home, yeah. So like if I'm from original Blue or original Yellow, I'm like, Saul was left out.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah.
Like, how the fuck is Saul? Excuse me. How is Saul bullying you?
Yeah.
No, you can curse. You're fine. I've just been trying to work on my curse.
Okay, yeah. But like, how is Saul bullying you?
Exactly.
Like, he's left. Like, that's my mind. Like, if you're left out, like, why you're not top dog at that
You're
point.
not top dog.
So it's like, what you got to say, you know?
And I think I can't imagine from just how intense it was the way Rome talked to Saul before.
Yeah.
That I can't imagine that Saul doesn't tell people or talk about that. And like I think that for me was really what made me not love the way Rome was playing, because I'm like, obviously I have like a soft spot for that. Like I know what it's like to be on a tribe with somebody who's gonna disrespect you and talk down to you and berate you, and I just feel like you don't need to do that. Like there's a moment where Rome's like, no, I'm not.
I remember,
and I was like, ew, like you don't. We can still play Survivor. We can still be cutthroat. We can still say you win the million and I don't, or vice versa, without being like nasty to people. And for me, when you cross that line, that energy is apparent. And I just feel like there's no way that Saul's not telling people, hey, this is my experience with Rome.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
So, now Rome coming in and being like, Saul was mean to me.
I know. I was like, girl.
Hi, boo, get out of here.
Girl, try another bag of tricks out your head.
Exactly. It's like, come on. Ain't nobody believe in that.
Nobody care about that. But we get to tribe. Jeff asks everybody questions. He first start with Andy, just how do you feel with the mergers coming together? He gets to Rome. Rome is all smiles, giving him his proper answer. Then he gets to Kyle. But I want to cut to this. Then, Rome, he goes back to Rome again, and Rome starts explaining about, what do they call it? Is it the omelet idol? What is it called? The omelet? Is it like an omelet? What is it called?
Scrambled eggs, I believe.
Dude, they just fucking
breakfast.
Yeah, what is it called? The omelet. The
Amlet.
The amlet. See, y'all.
You did just give me one an omelet, though.
So he starts talking about the amlet.
Oh, let's get some good breakfast.
We gotta get
I'm dead. Oh
okay.
yeah, I know that breakfast about to be good up there. The amlet, and then Jeff is like, he starts talking. He's like, you know what, Rome? Why don't you come up here and sit down and explain it yourself? And Rome gets up there, sits on Jeff's stoop, which I have never seen
Legendary.
in the history of Survivor. Rome just made history straight across the board.
Yeah.
Jeff has never gave up his seat and said, you go ahead and host it and explain what it is. And Rome just, like a little kid in a candy store, he's just so happy and he's just explaining. And this is when you really get a chance to see Rome for who he is. He's just a little kid who's just so excited to be here at Survivor. And it was very interesting to see.
Yeah, I was going to say, can I just say, as much as Rome has played in ways that I don't personally agree with at times.
Same.
This was the moment that I was like, my heart is melting for Rome. Because it was so human. And at the end of the day, why the fuck are we all doing this? We're Survivor fans.
Yes.
And as a Survivor fan, Jeff saying, come sit where I sit and host it. Explain to the tribe. Look at the tribe and tell them something. That is legendary. And Rome, that's a big deal. And you should be very proud of that. I thought
very
that was
proud of
amazing.
yourself.
You could just see, I almost feel like a person like Rome puts on this big air so that you don't get as close to them.
Close to him, so he doesn't.
You know what I mean?
He has a wall up.
Exactly. Whatever it is he's hiding or doesn't want the world to see or feel uncomfortable with. And this was a moment where it felt like that wall deflated and it was just this sweet little guy and he was just like a young kid, just man, my fucking favorite show and I'm on Survivor and the Jeff is telling me and I love that. And it almost was like, I don't want you to go. And it was like, man, why you gotta be so endearing on your way out?
I know. It was really sad to see.
I'm just sitting there being jealous. You know what I mean? As a Survivor, being jealous. But then also for Rome, there's the added layer of he's an esports commentator. He is a host in general life. And to have that overlap, I'm a huge fan of the show, but I can't imagine, just to have your passion in life and your passion as Survivor just overlap in that moment. It was just I'm watching it and it was such a beautiful moment and I don't even think I can comprehend what he was feeling in that moment.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Because I'm trying to think what would be a similar, what would be an equivalent? And I'm trying to think. I was shit, I don't even know. Like
I don't even
arguing
think
something in
we
front of the
had
Supreme Court, but like there's
anything.
nothing that like I don't
Yeah.
really want to do that.
No,
But it's not
Rome's
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
Rome's moment was iconic. You
Yeah.
know, Jeff does talk about, you know, they do talk about Blindside, and you know, Rome is like, you know, everyone's saying, I think it was who said it? Oh, Kyle said it's fun, if I'm correct. Or no, Andy said it was fun. Andy's like, oh, Blindsides are fun, and Rome is like, well, it's not fun if you're not involved in them. You know, Jeff says it's time to vote. I first want to start with Andy. Now, this is where I want to talk about Andy real quick. Andy has really, I said this a couple episodes ago, I go, is Andy putting on the act? I think that Andy is putting on an act, maybe, where
Of what?
he seems like, because here's the thing about Andy, like, he seems very, like, all over the place, right? But in reality, I think he's intuitive of knowing what's going on, how to play this game, how to make moves, and it's like messing with people. Because remember how, you know, Sierra's always like, Andy's so messy, Andy's so messy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I think he's playing that messy shit on purpose in order to kind of be like this smart dude. Because let me tell you something, when Andy started talking in, I was like, what the fuck is that? And my friend was like, oh, it's just German. This motherfucker know German.
So
Yeah,
I don't know what you
yeah.
German. I said
I was
bro.
like this. I was like, I was like, now I'm on to Andy. I said, now I'm on to Andy. I see you. I see you.
It's similar,
He
yeah.
really playing this game. I also want to say, did y'all hear what Sam said? Did he say, I know that, you know, I know they say Rome was built in a day, but your game was shorter than a day.
Yeah.
I thought he said he killed his game in a day.
Yeah.
Oh, killed this game in a day. Thank you so much for correcting me. He
Okay,
ate
I
with
think that was it. I could be wrong. I could be
No,
wrong.
you're right.
No, you're right. He ate with that.
Okay.
The little confessionals were hitting. Like the voting confessionals were hitting this vote.
Okay.
I like that we're
And
seeing them a lot more this season.
Yeah.
Like
I
this
love
season,
it.
we're getting them a lot. And it's
Yeah.
like,
We should.
oh my God. Dude, Andy's last episode, I've been trying to get you out for 10 days. Here's your headstone on
Right,
your
exactly.
grave or
Yeah,
whatever. Like,
yeah,
oh my
yeah,
God.
yeah. That's good.
Yeah, let me tell you something, and that's good. That's what we were talking about earlier. That's
Yeah.
good for you, the Survivor franchise, because that's what makes the Big Brother players kind of so like memorable because of the diary room, what we say, and
Yeah.
things like that. So I'm glad they're doing
Gotcha.
that more for you guys. Rome also says he got this game on locks. He got this game on lock as he got the votes, as he says.
Wait, can I say something, Big D, about Andy?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't think Andy's messiness is an act. I do think
Yeah.
Andy is more strategic or thoughtful than maybe we give him credit for. But I feel like Andy is the human of this season. Like Andy is the one that's like, we're playing Survivor. Sometimes you're going to get in your head. Sometimes you're going to overplay your hand. Sometimes you're going to do something that you really shouldn't do. And it doesn't mean that you're not smart or strategic or thoughtful or a good player. It just means that you're a human. Like, obviously, Andy, like, going off and spewing that stuff about John in episode 1 was, like, a terrible decision, right? But I don't think that if you took Andy outside of Survivor and you gave him those circumstances and said, what's a good decision to do, he would choose what he did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't really feel like he's like, I'm pretending to be messy just for an act. I feel like he actually is messy, but it's just like the game gets you. Like sometimes the game is just a lot and you're like, oh shit, like I didn't even realize I'm losing my stuff over here because I'm thinking about this, or I thought I had it. Like that's one of my favorite things about Andy, where he says like, I thought I had all this stuff under control before I got here. I thought I had already worked on this in therapy and life and experience.
Yeah.
And then I got here and it was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I'm not as processed and ready and good as I thought I was going to be. And like, that is so Survivor. That is literally Survivor. Or at least
I
for
agree
me.
with that.
I mean,
No, I
don't
agree.
know,
I agree
right?
with you.
Like,
No,
I agree with that.
so I think he's just being real, and that's why I think I'm pulled towards Andy, because he feels like an honest version of a Survivor player who's a first time player. You're trying to figure it out. You don't ever just play Survivor. You play Survivor, and you also play your own, figuring out my own stuff. What's coming up for me? What are my past triggers? What was I worried about before that now when I'm on this island all alone, no friends, no family, no comforts from home, no food, no shower, it's all going to come up in the top of my head.
I agree, and I'm excited to see, I will say this, my mind has definitely changed about Andy since the beginning, so I'm excited to see what happens. Jeff reads the votes. And as the votes start happening, Andy's kind of like looking, and he looks at Sam and goes, "Sam, was I the backup vote?" Which I was kind of like, "Damn!" He looked right at Sam, and damn,
he looked at Sam and asked that.
Yes, he goes.
I didn't know
he
there was
asked
nothing right at Sam, but
Yeah, he turned around and said, "Was I the backup vote?" And maybe he feels like Sam was leading that pack for that, which we'll find out next episode. Rome, I will say this: he goes out very positive. Rome goes out and says it's all love.
I love Rome.
Snaps for Rome.
Graceful.
Just like the way he's been portrayed all season, but to just have the humility and like in that moment, it's like that's a good dude right there.
Yeah.
Like if you didn't appreciate what Rome brought this season, I hope you realize what you lost in that moment.
Yeah. I feel like he just it literally in that moment it was like clear that Rome was just doing an act. Like that's who I think was doing an act.
You think Rome was doing an act all season?
I think not 100%, but I feel like
Rome
was.
Katurah. I don't know.
You know those hold on, you know those it starts with a P. Penguin? Peacock.
Provocateur?
Peacock.
Oh, peacock. Same thing.
You know peacocks, how they just
Penguin
let me like raise up my thing and be all big and bigger than I actually am. That's what I feel like Rome is. Is it actually this real peacock? Sure. Yeah, it's actually still you. But like you're showing an inflated, bigger version of yourself.
Sure.
That's way more dramatic than you typically are. And when he sat in that chair with Jeff and when he walked up the game and said, "Hey guys, y'all don't have to worry about me. I'm good." I feel like both of those moments, the peacock stuff came down and we just saw pure, raw, real Rome.
I do feel like Rome, and like I said this, I think I said this like 2 weeks ago. I feel like Rome is very like, I know Rome is not a Gen Zer, but like he feels like Gen Z coach.
Oh.
Because if someone said,
Ooh.
"Oh, volleyball, I crush it. Oh, you're talking like fucking Pokemon cards, I crush it."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like I think of like Token Cheens in that challenge. Like Jeff is like, "No one's ever done this before," and Coach is like, "Well,
me,
I've done this
I have,
before."
yeah.
That feels like Rome.
Yeah.
Like that feels like Rome feels modern day coach to me.
Ooh, Lord, please let nobody call me modern day coach. I don't really think.
But Coach is great TV. Coach is a beloved character on the show. Coach should come back. You don't like Coach? Katurah, are you fucking serious? Coach Wade, Ben Coach Wade. Coach.
You think
you don't like Coach?
Wait, I'm not saying I dislike him as a human. I'm just saying.
No. But on the show, you don't like Coach?
He's a lot to handle.
Dude, like, are you serious? He's great TV, though. How do you not appreciate that?
I can appreciate the TV of it all, but I would be miserable on a beach with Coach.
I feel like you could have some fun with Coach.
I would literally pick up and say,
I could have some fun with Coach.
Like
I'd have fun with Coach.
You would have fun with Coach because he would throw out with you.
But like Coach isn't a bro. Coach is a nerd. Like here's the thing: Coach is a nerd. Coach is a nerd in a good way. Like no disrespect, he's strong, Tai Chi, all that shit. But like Coach is a nerd.
I just remember
I don't think he's much of a bro.
The bigger things. I think here's what's tainted me. The first introduction I had with Coach was him with Alicia. Remember that?
Alicia.
Was her name Alicia? She was a black lawyer. And
Candace?
No.
In Token Cheens, first season?
The first season, yeah. Was it Alicia or Candace?
Candace. Candace is the second or third boot of Token Cheens. I think it's Candace.
I don't know. I just remember him like being a lot to handle. Yeah.
He is a lot, but that's like why he was on the Villain Squad.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's great TV. Like, yeah, you want to talk about are you playing with him or not? Like, fuck, I'll play with Coach. But like, he's great TV.
But see, I think there's a measurement of great TV versus do I want to play with you?
But yeah, no, I mean, do you see the similarity
Coach
though?
is great TV.
Do you see my point?
I can see that.
Yeah, I think he's Gen Z Coach.
But like the same way that like I wouldn't want to play with a Rome if he's feeling that big self. I want to play with that Rome that we saw sitting down at the little Jeff school. You know what I mean? Like I want to play with people who aren't giving me all like just bring that down and let's just be honest.
Sure.
I think we were able to see that. I also love that he asked Jeff if he can get a hug, and Jeff hugged him. I thought that was really cute. So I think Rome definitely was able to redeem himself in these last 15 minutes of this, and I think he went out the way that I wanted him to. Now, of course, we got to wait until next week to find out, more about what's happening. But I want to ask you guys, season 50, what's going on? I've been trying to ask everybody what y'all know. What's happening? Who's going?
All
Who's
right.
going to All Stars?
Let me tell you, I'm going to work tomorrow, and I'm going to work for a while. I'm just going to work.
Okay, got it. So it sounds like you were going to work for a very long time. Love
While
that.
Jake is going to work, I
as
will
an
also
attorney.
be working.
Oh, wow.
So
Probate
we are
court. I'm
two
in probate
people
court.
who will be
I
working.
love that
Who's
all
writing
you
the
guys
book? I'm
keep
in
giving me
probate
the
court.
same damn answer. I will find out soon who's on this
Why is
damn
that's not the
season.
same answer? We just told you, like, she's writing a book. I'm going to work.
Well, listen, I want to
I'm
know.
doing life.
The
I'm
book
doing
is
life.
my
I'm doing
work.
life. That's what
Yes,
I said.
it
Yeah,
is.
that's what I said. You're
the
doing
book's
work.
my work. Yeah.
Now, of course, I would love for you guys to leave us off where to follow you guys. First of all, let me tell you something. Thank you for joining me. I truly appreciate it. You guys are amazing. Katurah, you're always welcome to come. Okay.
Oh, that is so sweet. Thank
I
you, by the
also,
way,
Jake, you're
for letting me
always.
crash
Yeah,
your actual interview.
I appreciate it because Jake would have got kicked off because I just can't believe he's a Xavier fan. But other than that, I'm just so happy. I appreciate you guys always coming. I cannot wait to see you guys. And I hope, of course, I always wish more opportunities for you guys, either in your real life, your reality TV life, whatever. But please tell everybody where they can follow you, or if you have anything cool. I know you're working on your book, but if you guys are doing anything cool coming up, please plug it. Tell us.
You go first.
Plug. I'm literally just working. I'm not,
But tell people where they can follow you,
if you're
Jake.
getting divorced in Easton, Mass,
Yes.
hit
Which
me
I'll
up.
be in Boston in December, by the way, so you can make it up to me when I come to Boston.
You coming to Bryson when?
Yes, I am.
Okay, all right. I'll see you.
I took a little bit of a Bryson Wynn break. Shout out to Bryson Window. If you guys are not going to the Survivor Bryson Wynn parties, that's where it's at.
If you need a place to stay, you can stay here. Okay.
Oh,
And
thank
it's
you so
very
much.
nice.
No, I believe it. Listen, he's a lawyer. He's a lawyer. All that money, look, he got enough money.
I don't
He
know about
saved
money,
it up.
but it's
He was living with grandma for a little bit. He got it saved up. Okay.
I am kind of sad that like the first time I come to Boston and visit Jake, he's gone, and he's gone from Nana's place.
Nana
I'm
lives
like,
20 minutes from here.
damn, I was so excited
Aw.
to see Nana.
She's alive, just so we're not confused.
Oh yeah,
She's
no,
alive. No,
I
I'm
didn't mean it. I didn't mean it like that. No,
She's doing
So
great.
I didn't mean it like that. I just meant he moved out of Nana's apartment or home.
Yeah, no, I'm
No, I'm very happy to hear that. All right, Katurah, what you got going on? I know you got your book, of course. Oh, Jake, tell everybody where they can follow you.
No, where they
Oh, find me at Jake O'Kane. It's like Jake underscore or Jake O _Kane. or something.
Love that. And everybody needs a divorce or.
Well, yeah, if you're getting divorced or like you commit crimes in Eastern Massachusetts, call me.
I love that. Okay.
And if you are
don't commit
committing
crimes. Don't commit crimes, but if you do,
I was gonna say, if you are committing crimes, do not call me. I am not trying to be a criminal.
she will not help you.
Lawyer. No, I am really enjoying the moment of taking a break from traditional corporate law firms and just navigating a path for myself. So I'm super excited about the book. I'm doing a lot of speaking engagements across the country, which feels really cool. Inspiring women to, walk in their truth. Honestly, inspiring people overall, not particularly women, but people just walk in their truth. I'm Haute Couture on Instagram, HAUTE KATUR, and Couture Tops everywhere else.
I love that. Oh, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Guys, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And until next week, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
See you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.